What happened in the United States of America on April 3, 2025? Alright guys, let's talk about it. So let's quickly recap yesterday's tariff announcement. Trump slapped hefty new tariffs, at least 10%, on imports from pretty much everywhere, with some countries getting hit way harder than others. China, absolutely hammered with a brutal 34% total tariff. Meanwhile, longtime US allies like the EU, South Korea and Japan are also feeling the squeeze. Surprisingly, Canada and Mexico got a bit of a break. They dodged the new reciprocal tariffs but still have to deal with a lingering 25% tariff on certain goods, so not exactly a free pass. How did Trump decide who gets taxed and by how much? He basically took a country's trade deficit with the US, divided it by their exports and multiplied it by half. Simple math, massive consequences. This equation also doesn't make sense, however, because there are some countries that are meant to have a large trade deficit with the US. For example, Canada is a large country with a lot of natural resources to export, but they wouldn't be able to purchase an equal amount of goods from the US, as they have 1/10 the population, so in a sense not all these tariffs are fair. China called it bullying, and is ready to hit back. Canada's Prime Minister warned this could rewrite the entire global trading system. The EU called it a major blow, and is gearing up for countermeasures. Meanwhile, Mexico's president is preparing a response. In fact, today, Canada has fired back with a 25% counter tariff on US vehicles that aren't compliant with the United States-Mexico-Canada agreement, a direct response to Trump's 25% tariffs on auto imports. Volkswagen is now passing the 25% tariffs on imported vehicles from Europe and Mexico directly to consumers by adding the extra cost to the sticker price. While some models like the Atlas are made in the US and will not be affected, imported models like the Jetta, Taos and Tiguan will feel the sting of these new tariffs. Markets were in freefall today all across the world, with the Dow futures are down 2.8%, S&P down 3.4%, and Nasdaq down 3.8% since the announcement. Oil prices also took a massive 7% dive, so if there's one thing that's positive, there will likely be lower gas prices. Trump's administration is fully backing the tariffs, with JD calling them a big change. He acknowledged that while the administration is working hard to reduce prices, change won't happen overnight, and he blamed high costs on inflation from the Biden era rather than the new tariffs. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick also said that countries can adjust their tariffs and trade barriers, but the US is not offering any immediate incentives for those willing to comply. Here's my theory. Prices will increase in the short term, but because consumers will not buy products that they deem are too expensive, ultimately, corporations will have to sell products for cheaper. Corporations can also sell for cheaper, but they are greedy, so these tariffs may finally be a way to make things more affordable in the long run. Okay, let's shift gears. You may have heard in the news that Elon is soon resigning from Doge. Today, J.D. Vance assured that Elon Musk will remain a trusted advisor and friend to both him and President Trump, even after his 130-day role as a special government employee comes to an end. He explained that Musk was brought in to streamline government bureaucracy and cut inefficiencies, a job expected to take about 6 months, and that the job is far from over. In final news, Judge James Boasberg is weighing whether to hold Trump administration accountable for defying his orders that halted the use of the Alien Enemies Act to deport Venezuelan gang members. During a tense hearing today, Boasberg expressed frustration with Justice Department Attorney Drew Ensign, especially when Ensign claimed ignorance about who made the decisions to defy the judge's orders. If I don't agree, I don't find your legal arguments convincing, and I believe there is probable cause to find contempt. What I'm asking is how should I determine who is at fault, Boasberg asked. Judge Boasberg said he would look to issue a ruling sometime next week. So that's the news, let's discuss.